This is going to be a fun day because I made it in here 20 degrees until I pulled into LJ, and then I hit the heat wave, 22 degrees. It's going to be fun. I've got on 3 layers, y'all, and I've got on my Good Luck shirt, and I want the guys to get a shot of my Good Luck shirt. I brought one of them over here that Dwight's supposed to pick up for our friend Josh Goebel, because he's a good man, and I just wanted him to share in the delight of the inauguration of President Trump. So I brought him a shirt. But that means you got to get Dwight out of the bed early to come up here and pick it up. So I hope he'll be here in just a little bit to pick up that shirt. We are looking at cold, miserable weather for Friday and Saturday. Not that today is not a cold, miserable day, but at least the sun is out. So yesterday, I kind of rounded the corner with this stuff I've been dealing with, and it's better. So I don't think I'm contagious. I'm trying to be cautious and not be around people, so I'm being real considerate. But it's still a little bit tough, and sometimes I get wheezing, so just be prepared for that. If you didn't see yesterday how to make Jewish penicillin, then go to my Facebook page and pull it up and make yourself a pot, because between now and Saturday morning, you're going to be saying, oh no, I'm stuck in the house. I need something to relax me and calm me, and this stuff is really good. I've done almost a whole pot of it now, excuse me, trying to get myself through this. And then I'm going to make some and share with a friend who also has it right now. I didn't give it to her, she got it somewhere else. But the cold weather is going to be really upon us for quite a few days. Be prepared. Get out today while the sun is out and get everything you need. And then tomorrow just sit at home, relax, and be ready, because on Friday morning, starting at about 7 a.m., is going to be tough stuff until Saturday about lunchtime. So from Friday to Saturday, and then I'd say at the temperatures they're saying, it's not going to thaw for a while, so you better be prepared to watch a bunch of movies. Now, yesterday, I gave y'all stuff I want you to watch on YouTube. I want you to help me decide, am I right about how that murder happened in Cherokee County, or am I totally wrong about how it happened? So I want y'all to watch all of the Melody Ferris trial, and it's weeks long, and to be honest with you, it got a little boring. I hate to say that because they were doing their job, but sometimes it was over and over, the same questions, the same stuff, the same. But you have to watch it all, because that's where I got so confused, because I'm like, no. And then John Lick Weaver, amazing job, great job. And when I saw and I said, and I put it together and I said, oh yeah, that's how it happened. So remember, it is all on YouTube. It is the burn, fire, murder in Cherokee County. And maybe it says burn, pile, murder, but it is crazy that this happened very close to, it's like almost a ball ground address. It's so close. But it was weird, because at first I felt totally different about it. And if y'all are going to be bored in the next few days, you're going to be bored, you're going to be stir crazy, you're going to be running to the window looking to see if everything's still froze, you can watch this stuff on YouTube. So also I want to remind you that everything we do goes to YouTube, and lots of our old programs are on YouTube now. So all you have to do, go on YouTube, hit subscribe, and check in every day, and when Trace posts a new one, you will get a ding, and you'll know that something new has been posted, and many of these programs have you in it. And today we're going to share some Heart of the Homes, because we're going to share hearty, healthy, not always healthy, hearty cooking when it's cold weather. When it's cold weather and you're stuck in the house, we tend to go to the kitchen and we tend to cook. So we're going to share some of my favorite recipes with you. And I realized in one of the programs, 3 of the people have gone to be with Jesus. And it is so weird. We are not guaranteed tomorrow. And I want to talk a little bit about that. We have a young man who works here at ETC. And he was out for quite a few months dealing with some serious health issues. He needs a liver. He needs a liver. And they haven't been able to find one. He needs a liver through no fault of his own. He didn't do anything crazy to make it happen. He was born with this problem. So would you please, when you renew your driver's license, would you consider being a donor? Because we never know what tomorrow is going to bring. We don't know if we're going to be in a horrific car accident. We don't know when the Lord's going to call us home. But I can tell you, heaven doesn't need our organs. And so if you have not considered, that's one thing about my child. When she died, I tried everything in my power to donate what we could to help others. That's a hard decision for a mom to make, but I made that decision because I wanted to help anybody else. She had been a donor all of her life. Ever since she started driving, she had chosen to be a donor. And I think that's very important for all of us. So when I told him I would be a donor, I'm like, all I'm going to have left is a bunch of skin, so you can do what you want to with it, because I'll be worn out by the time I get there. But it's still something you need to consider. So when you go this year to renew your driver's license, if you haven't been a donor in the past, please consider being a donor. And if something serious, sadly, happens to a family member, you know, I hope that you will make the decision I made. And it was tough. It was so hard. But then I kept seeing in my mind, I would say, Angela would want me to do this. Angela was always about being a giver. She donated blood. She, you know, had always done that. And so I thought it was important for me to carry on the tradition that she had started. So y'all think about that and consider it. Now, we're going to have some good things to share with you today, because one of my favorite things is going to the Georgia Mountain Fair, and we talked about it often. The Georgia Mountain Fair happens 12 months out of the year. It's not a fair in the spring, fall, winter, whatever. It's all the time. There's always something at the Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds to do, whether it be a concert, a cooking show, a wine tasting. There's always something going on, and we're going to share some of that with y'all today. And then in the very near future, you're going to get to see the whole thing about everything you can do at the Georgia Mountain Fair. Make your plans today to call them and get your camping spot, because if you don't book a camping spot now, you won't get one, because when January comes, their phones ring off the hook with people who have come over 30 years to get that same spot where they love to be on Lake Chatuge. So think about it. If you've just started camping and you're looking for somewhere to go and you don't know about Lake Chatuge and you don't know about the Georgia Mountain Fair, this is the time to get to know it, because it is one of the most beautiful places. And we were lucky enough to spend the day on a boat, just riding around, just cruising and having fun. And I think the guys really wanted to throw me overboard today. You couldn't throw me overboard because I'd be a popsicle before I hit the water. But it's a really beautiful place, and I hope that you will check out their website and look and make plans to visit them, and whether it be visiting the gardens and walking around the Hamilton Gardens when the rhododendron are in bloom, just whatever. You know, there's always something to do up there, and we want to share that with you. So we're going to share a little bit of that. We're also going to share some recipes, and hopefully in the next few days there will be no more contagious stuff going around, because everybody you know's got something. Everybody's been hacking and coughing. Everybody's had the flu. The flu's going around so crazy, and I've been so weird about not being around people, because I don't want any more of that stuff. What I had just about did me in, and I was just like, oh my gosh. But last night, y'all have cracked up laughing. I get my shower, get ready to go to bed, and I sit down and I put Vicks salve on the bottom of my feet and put socks on and slept that way. And I swear, I did not cough but twice last night. So I don't know if that's an old wives' tale. Somebody told me to do it, and I did it. And I don't know if that's something that helped or not. But I only coughed twice last night, and that was strong, heavy coughs. And then I was done, and I thought, oh my gosh, did that work? So I don't know. But if you're not feeling good, if you're feeling poorly, you might try that. Just get your shower, rub your feet with Vicks salve, put you some socks on, and just see if it helps you. So we'll see. I'm still congested, but not near as bad as it was. So I'm thankful to be feeling better. And again, that recipe for the Jewish penicillin is on my Facebook page, so check it out. Okay, guys, we have got, it's kind of strange. We chose things today that have a lot of cool recipes on it, a lot of things that remind me of happier days. And on the way to work today, it was like I went back to 1965 at the Silver Grill on Monroe Drive. I'm driving up 515, and WLJA is playing this really cool Motown music and the older country music, and I'm just listening, and I'm going, oh, that's Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. And I remembered walking into the Silver Grill. Every morning before school, I would take a quarter and put it in the jukebox, and you could play 5 songs. Well, I would just walk up to the counter, order a Coke and 2 Krispy Kreme donuts. They came in these little bitty packs, and it was a quarter to buy that. And then I would spend my other quarter on the jukebox, and I would stand over there by the door and listen to all the music, and then I'd run to school and just barely get in before the bell rang. But that music took me back, and I just remembered we had great music back in the years that I grew up. Now, me and today's music, not so much. It's not my thing. So I always go back to the old stuff, and it was fun to listen to the oldies this morning as I was driving in. So thanks to WLJA for that. I loved it. And it's one of those program things. Everybody's going to all this programmed stuff that you just mash a button and it happens. And whoever chose the music, it was pretty awesome. So thanks a bunch for that. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to share some recipes with you. And we've got a couple. We're going to do 2 minis before we go to the commercial, and we're going to do just things that we've chosen. Some simple recipes. You know, if I do it, it is simple, southern, and scrumptious. Simple, southern, and scrumptious. Keep it easy. Keep it hearty. It's cold weather. And do something that you can eat today, eat tomorrow, and even eat the third day. You know, if you make taco soup, or if you make vegetable beef soup, any of those things, or if you make a potted chicken and dumplings, they're always better the next day. So do that, because be prepared. We're about to get, they said, 3 to 6 inches of snow. That means we're not going anywhere. If you're smart, you're not going anywhere. You're going to stay inside, look out the window and go, oh no, it's still white out there. And for you guys who've been hollering for snow, shame on y'all. Just shame on y'all. I am not a snow girl. I like sunshine and 68 degrees. That's like the perfect day for me. But here we go to a couple of mini recipes.
Hi, I'm Sherry Martin. Tonight, you see this smile on my face? It's because I'm in Pigeon Forge with my big to-do guest, Melton Campbell. Melton sings baritone with the Inspirations and has been singing how many years, Tim?
Eight? About 7, 8 years.
7, 8 years, and we've been here a couple of years to see you. We've traveled together a lot, and you are a big to-do to me.
Well, you're a big to-do with your cooking show with me.
I love cooking, and you told me you like hot stuff.
I love hot stuff.
Hot stuff. So we're going to try a recipe tonight that my buddy Lucy Van Doren created. And it's a little bit hot, and you can make it a little bit hotter. A little bit like, yeah, we're going to spice it up. So Melton and I are going to do this simple recipe. The ingredients for the T90 taco salad are 1 pound of ground beef browned. To that you add a pack of taco seasoning, a can of refried beans, and ½ a cup of salsa. And if you like hot, use the hot salsa. If you like medium, use the medium. Mini phyllo shells. And your garnish would be tomatoes, tiny cherry tomatoes, and green onions, and sour cream, and cheese. We are browning our ground beef and adding our taco seasoning mix. Then we will add our salsa and our refried beans. We'll simmer this for a short time and then fill our shells. Melton, do me a favor, help me fill this pan. You know, we figured these guys that sing with you can sing about 10 songs a night and eat about 80 of these a night. What do you think?
I definitely could. I know Matt could eat 80
I think Matt could eat a few of these.
Take a bunch of these to fill him up.
I think so. Okay, Melton, you're going to have to earn your keep today. I think you'll earn your keep when you sing tonight. But
you reckon?
Yes, son, you will.
This is like working with chopsticks here.
Yes, it is.
I may be putting too much of them in there.
No, I think that's going to be good.
Is there a certain amount you're supposed
Mama
to put
Lucy
in
says they're a little bit messy, and the cheese will overflow a little bit. That's why we lined our pan with aluminum foil. But I think it's going to be cool. And this is something, now you said you and Christy both like hot stuff and like spicy stuff. This is one of those things. You either like spicy or you don't, but y'all both told me you did. And I think she'd like this. This would be a good thing for a kid's birthday party too, wouldn't it?
Excellent, excellent.
Does Levi like hot, spicy stuff?
Oh, yeah. Everybody, I think all my kids like that.
I think Levi's a little bit of a daredevil like his daddy. I think I'm going to get Levi into go-kart racing. What do you think?
Oh, my goodness. I don't know.
I think we're going to try it. Melton, that looks great. You've done a good job. I may hire you.
All right.
When you're not singing, you can be cooking. And this is shredded cheese that we're adding. And then we're going to brown these for a short time, and then you're going to help me garnish them. And depending on who you're singing next to, how much green onion you're going to eat today.
I'll eat a lot of. The other night we had some and I ate a lot of garlic.
Bad boy.
He was ready to run me off the stage.
To shoot you, yeah. Okay, Melton, we're going to put those in the oven at 360 for about 10 minutes. And when they come out hot and bubbly, we'll garnish them and we'll enjoy those things.
It'll be delicious.
Sounds good. Well, Melton, while the T90 taco salads were cooking, you did a good job slicing the tomatoes for us. Thank you. We're going to garnish a few, and we've got a little buddy, Levi, who showed up, and he's promised he likes all the ingredients in this. So we're going to let you're going to do these, garnish, and we're going to let Levi sample them for us. Boy, they smell good. I think my family would probably like a little bit more cheese on them, so next batch, I think I'll put more cheese. This recipe makes approximately 60, and that's enough to feed how many growing boys?
Maybe about 10.
About 10 growing boys. So you want like onions? Dad says you like onions.
Some onions?
Yeah. A little bit of tomato. And Daddy did a good job slicing these tomatoes. Now, Levi, you are officially our taster. Grab you one, son, and taste that thing. Ooh, sounds good. Good, good. Boy, this has been a fun Heart of the Home. Take care. Hi, I'm Sherry Martin. Tonight on Heart of the Home, I promised you a quick and easy recipe. Oh, how are you?
On time every time.
On time every time. You're always on time for lunch.
Well, as long as I can grab it and go.
Honey, you can grab this one and go. I promise you, this is a simple recipe. We're going to do it quickly, and you can grab it and go.
Awesome.
This consists of canned biscuits, ground beef, onions, shredded cheese, a little bit of Hidden Valley Ranch spices, and some sour cream. How simple? Grab it and go. My guest this evening is Jerry Blue, who happens to be my UPS driver.
Hey, Sharon.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Love to see this boy come in the door. He's always smiling, always happy, and has killer great legs. I was teasing him about that because I thought you'd show up in shorts today.
I'm sorry it was cold this morning.
Well, I've seen the movie Legally Blonde, and I love when that UPS driver hits the door because those girls are thrilled to death, and I think the girls in my office like when you come in too.
Well, thank you very much.
And you're single.
Yes, I am.
And you're a good cook.
Yes, I am. I love
That's a great, and what, there are 7 children in your family?
Yes, there are.
So you learned from your mom?
Yes, we did. Yes, she was a great cook.
Oh,
and,
wow.
You know, and I've got 2 hungry boys that I had to feed all the time, so
Good.
I was always cooking.
Cool. And now do your boys like to cook?
No, they like to eat, but...
They like for Dad to have it ready when they get there. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Well, good. Yeah. Well, I promised you a quick and easy recipe, and this really is a quick and easy recipe.
Super.
And it started, I've done this for about 6 weeks, and every time I make it, they just grab them and go. And I said that was so easy because we made it one day going to the go-kart track. The guys just grabbed it and went with it. And I just decided we can do it now for a dinner, and then you can do it at breakfast too with bacon and eggs. So we're going to do this one tonight for a nighttime. Now, Jerry, we have browned ground beef and chopped an onion, and I want you to add the Hidden Valley Ranch. This is dry Hidden Valley Ranch dressing like you would make dip that you'd use at parties. So this is a great combination for seasonings for this. And then you add sour cream. And I promise you, I made this about 4 times before I shared the ingredient with anybody because I was making it for some of my grandchildren. And I thought if I tell them there's sour cream in it, they'll say they don't like it. I made them enjoy it and then told them the ingredients. Now we're putting 12 ounces of shredded cheese to our sour cream, our ground beef, and our Hidden Valley Ranch dressing. And I actually keep this in the refrigerator, and then when I come home from work, I can just throw it in the oven because by the time you put it together, just a few minutes.
That does sound simple.
Really good. You can have this with a salad and some fruit, and it really is a grab-it-and-go meal. Now we're going to spray our pan with Pam. Now the trick is you divide your biscuit in half. And you take half. You can be working on those. You just put half of the biscuit in the bottom of each one of them. And then quickly you fill those little, basically it's a little shell that it develops as it cooks.
Right.
And it covers your ground beef mixture. You take just about a tablespoonful of the mixture and put it on top of half of the biscuit. Okay, now we're putting the top of the biscuits that we've torn in half. We're just covering our mixture, and then basically it will form over and close itself up as it cooks. Now we're going to put these in the oven for about 10 minutes, and I do it at 350. You don't want to do it too fast. Sometimes you cook bread at higher temperatures, but this you do at 350. Now in about 10 minutes we can grab it and go.
Cool.
Now Jerry, they're hot out of the oven, and they were quick.
Yes,
were they
they were.
quick?
They were very
easy,
quick. Very easy.
And what are we going to do now?
We're going to grab it and go.
We're going to grab it and go. Now tomorrow you bring me my plate back like you do every day.
I certainly will.
Okay.
Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome. It was great having you here. It was great making this simple recipe. We hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned every Thursday night to Heart of the Home. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Hi, I'm Sherry Martin. Welcome back to Heart of the Home. I'm so tickled. My buddy Vicki Shackelford's back. You've been on crutches for what, a couple of months?
Oh, yes.
2 or 3 months, haven't you?
About 3
I've
months.
missed you. I've missed you so much. I've missed you so much. And you're perfect for tonight's recipe because you're a strawberry blonde and we're making a strawberry shortcake. This recipe was submitted by Mrs. Doreen Lee, and it's Hungry Jack flaky biscuits. And to that, we just drench them in butter and pecans and sugar and cinnamon. Bake them, and then we're going to make a strawberry shortcake out of that. That sounds good, doesn't it?
Sounds great.
Sounds good.
Yes.
A little bit filling, a little bit fattening. You know what we're going to top it off with? Mayfield vanilla ice cream. What else? What
great.
else? A Georgia strawberry has to have Mayfield vanilla ice cream. Now this is easy to assemble, Vicki. We're going to slice the strawberries and coat them in sugar. And we're going to let them sit in the fridge for about 30 minutes. We love strawberry blonde hair, obviously. And we love these fresh strawberries. Now, we've coated them in sugar tonight, but we could have put Splenda on them. Or, you know, a secret I've learned, you could even use a Diet Sprite. And just barely coat them and let them sit for about an hour in the fridge with the Diet Sprite on it, and it picks up a little bit of the flavor without the sugar.
I would have never dreamed you
It's a
could
good
do that.
idea. I'm learning Sprite may be my next best friend.
Wow.
Between brown sugar and Sprite, easy kitchen, easy
Wow.
kitchen. So, and we're going to break these in half, dip them in butter, and then roll them in brown sugar and cinnamon, or no, in white sugar and cinnamon. And then we're going to pat them down with just chopped pecans on top of it. I think that alone would be good
Yes.
without the strawberries. But we're going to do this. This is Doreen's recipe, and we're not going to stray. You know, sometimes I change recipes, but tonight I'm going to leave it like it is. I think this is going to be easy enough. And who doesn't keep Hungry Jack biscuits in their refrigerator?
Everyone.
Everybody does. And you know, they're only 90 calories a piece. Now that's before we dip them in the butter and we dip them in the sugar and cinnamon and we cover them with pecans. Does that mean the calorie content went up?
No.
I think it did. I think it did, guys. I think it did. But this sounds simple and good, and it's easy. This is quick and easy to do. I like quick and easy recipes. And you know, we could even use these with a little bit of icing on them for a breakfast one morning without the strawberries.
Right. Good for breakfast.
It's a good idea.
treat.
Yeah. I'm glad Doreen submitted this.
Yes, thanks to Doreen.
Good idea. Now, Miss Vicki, we've got these little muffins ready, and because I know your foot's still hurting, I'll put them in the oven. We're going to cook them for about 6 or 7 minutes.
Okay.
And then we're going to assemble these and quickly have a great dessert.
Yum.
Yum. Now, Miss Vicki, we haven't worked together for a while, but I'm going to put one layer and then ice cream, and then I want you to cover it in strawberries.
Sure.
And then you give it back to me, and we're going to add another layer in strawberries, and this just is going to be so good. Okay. Cram me some strawberries on there.
Okay.
Whoa.
want
that
some
looks
more?
Good. Yeah.
How about that?
That looks great. Now we're going to put another layer on there, and then I want you to just cover it in a few more strawberries, and I'm going to put a little ice cream on the side.
Is that good?
Yeah, that looks great.
Oops.
There you go. That looks so good, and you know how I love Mayfield ice cream. You know how I love Mayfield ice cream. There you go.
The best.
Wow. Now, Miss Vicki?
Yes.
Aren't you glad you came back when we had a strawberry dessert? A
Perfect
strawberry
time.
shortcake for my favorite strawberry
Yes.
blonde. There
Yes.
you go.
Thank you.
Doesn't that look great?
Oh, delicious.
Wow.
Yes.
That is so pretty. Now, guys, remember, tune in every week. You never know who I'll have here next week. If I have a brunette, I could do a chocolate recipe. Y'all come back every week to Heart of the Home. We'll be here. You be here, too. Website is www.heartofthehomerecipes.com. We've simplified it. Folks, it's been great being with you. Come back every week now. We'll be here and you be here too. Bye-bye.
Whether you're in the mood for chicken strips, a delicious burger, our classic banana split, or an upside-down thick blizzard treat, we've got you covered. Hot and fresh food every day, every time. And delicious DQ soft serve make the perfect pair at your favorite place. Not fast food, fan food fast. Your Blue Ridge, Ellijay, and Jasper Dairy Queens are your meet, eat, and treat headquarters.
Thank you for choosing DQ. How may I serve you?
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy taught him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
See us anytime you can.
Whether you're swimming in the sea or splashing in the pool, making a masterpiece, or just making memories, writing a great American novel, or writing your term paper that's due tomorrow. Whatever you do in life, Farmers is here to protect it. For all your insurance needs, call Donald Curtis in Blue Ridge.
Nothing quite as pretty as a beautiful sunrise or a beautiful sunset. There's something about waking up and daylight and sunshine. Now get prepared, because Friday morning you probably won't be seeing the sun shining. But I hope we've given you some simple Southern recipes that you can do at home. A lot of those recipes are easy enough that you can do with your kids. And it is time to get the kids in the kitchen and teach them how to cook. I'm so thankful for the time I spend in the kitchen with many amazing women, including Doreen Lee, who she was an amazing warrior. She fought cancer several times during her life. Her daughter is now fighting cancer and fights. And that's the whole key, fight, fight, fight. And I don't know, guys, can you get the camera to do a shot of the shirt behind me? Because I have that shirt on today. You can't see it because I've got it covered up with my hoodie, because as long as it's cold, I'm wearing 3 layers of clothes. And we have to fight, fight, fight for every single day of our life. We have to fight, fight, fight to make sure that we do what works for our family, for ourselves, for our jobs, for those that we love. And I've got some photos that I meant to send the guys about a sweet, sweet lady from down in Pickens, Cherokee County. I always think of her as Pickens County because her sister Shelley works for a Pickens County school board. But when we think about Miss Patsy Jordan, she's one of those people who has been in the political arena for a long, long time on the school board. She does it because she loves people. She does it because she wants to fight for the right for everybody in the school system to have what they need. If you're involved in your community and you know that you see something going wrong, get in there and fight to make it right, because we all have the ability to do that. Don't just sit back and let things happen and you're going, why didn't I change that? Why didn't I vote differently? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? So when you think about, hey, I see something going on that I don't like, whether it be bullying or abuse or anything you see that's not right in the school system, step back and think about it and know that you can make a difference. And when we look at the kids today who are walking into the school system, there's a lot going on. There are a lot of kids who are angry. There are a lot of kids who are battling things at home, and they come to school with problems, and it's not the kids' fault. It's not the kids' fault. So if you see something, please say something. We're going to go now to a very special time at the Georgia Mountain Fair because I love the concerts. I love John Conley. I love Janie Freaky. I love T.G. Shepherd. I love all of them. And I said it was so much fun to interview so many of these guys. And we're going to give you just a few minutes, a glimpse of what you might see at the Georgia Mountain Fair. The mountains are calling, and they are closer than you think. Welcome to the Georgia Mountain Fair in beautiful Lake Chattooga. Two of my favorite things in life are water and a warm fire. Join us for a trip to North Georgia and a look back as we move forward. Almost 75 years ago, the Georgia Mountain Fair began welcoming visitors to the beautiful Towns County area. The general manager, Hilda Thomason, works tirelessly to book great talent, amazing vendors, and many wonderful reasons to visit Towns County. Barbecue or beef stew, there are often cooking competitions and wine tastings. Located on the shores of Lake Chattooga and at the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, we encourage you to get to know the area of North Georgia, minutes from Tennessee and the North Carolina line. The hills are filled with folks who still believe in life as taught by their ancestors, canning, gardening, and preserving the bounty of the land. Let's travel back to the days of yesterday with a trip through the Pioneer Village. Take a look at the old post office, schoolhouse, and the log cabin, much like your ancestors may have called home. Children love to visit the exhibit hall with the old tools and see the large collection of toy tractors. Learning the ways of the past often help us preserve it as we embrace the future. Washing clothes in the creek or hanging your ham in the smokehouse give you a sense of how hard the generations before us worked. Blacksmith, moonshine still, or quilting are all a part of the past scene during the summer fair or the fall festival. Let's take a trip down memory lane as I step into my favorite spot at the Georgia Mountain Fair. Wow, welcome to Anderson Music Hall and the Georgia Mountain Fair. I feel like I'm standing on sacred ground. This stage has welcomed so many amazing legends in music, from the Beach Boys to Loretta Lynn to George Jones to Merle Haggard, Gene Watson, Charlie Pride, you name it. There have been so many amazing talents standing right here where I'm standing. So I want to welcome you to sit down for about an hour. We're going to do a little bit of music. We're going to do a little bit of memories because the Georgia Mountain Fair is about to be 75 years old, and we want to celebrate them, celebrate all they've done for the state of Georgia, all they've done for music, and all they've done for families who have come here for almost 75 years enjoying just a little mountain life. Of y'all have got grandkids, especially little boys, that would love to spend the day looking at all of this stuff that's just boy stuff, girl stuff, kids stuff, old folks stuff. There's something for everybody. There's just something in there for everybody because somebody's going to say, hey, my grandpa had one of those, or hey, my daddy had one of those, or hey, when I was a kid, I used to help Dad with one of those at the wood shop. I used to help to make syrup with one of those. There's so many things that will bring you back to your childhood or your grandparents' home. And you know what? I was thinking about, I don't know if we got any footage of the moonshine stills because Georgia is known for moonshine. And my granddaddy and his brothers made shine for years and years and years. That's how they fed their family. It isn't how they did anything illegal. It's how they fed their family, and that was a way of Georgia. And you will see things that show the way they got through those hard times. And they got through those hard times the best way they could. You know, if it weren't for these mountains And those moonshine runners, there wouldn't be a NASCAR today. So if you're a NASCAR fan, you better find you an old-time moonshiner and say, hey, bud, thank you for doing what you did, because you got us out now on these big old tracks and we're racing really fast now. But when you think about the past and rural Georgia, whether it be South Georgia, North Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, rural areas really did create the hardest working people ever. And it's something maybe we ought to go back to some of those work ethics today, because it was hard, it was tough. You slept good because you worked hard. You didn't have to worry about, Lord, I can't sleep tonight. You slept plenty good because you were tired. Folks worked hard. They produced what they ate. And they didn't do it with that big fancy equipment. They did it with some stuff with mules. And many people had a huge garden, and that's how they fed their family. And they did it with tools that you're seeing now. And that's what it's about. It's about remembering the past, being appreciative of the future. So we are trying to take you on a trip that will truly embrace, remember, and treasure the past as we move into the future, because the future is very different. Very different. Have y'all seen any iPads or iPhones in this display? No, you have not. You have not, but you have seen an amazing collection of what America once was. Now I'm going to take you now to a song that I owned a restaurant for years. And by the time Friday night came, I was tired and I was war-slapped down and I was ready for a little bit of rest. And the girls fuss at me and they say, oh no, she's going to turn that jukebox up and she's going to play that John Conley song. Of course I did. Friday Night Blues.
All right, here's a song that both we guys and you ladies can relate to, well, around a certain time of the week, end of the week, specifically Friday night. He's been working all week, he's got mental fatigue, and that old couch sure looks fine. All week he's been gone, she's been sitting alone, slowly going out of her mind. As he kicks off his shoes for the 6 o'clock news, she's getting all prettied up. She's wanting to boogie, and he wants to lay there, and she's got the Friday night blues. Oh, those Friday night blues, they get in your shoes, and they work to get you down. But there ain't a lady that I ever knew who didn't need her a night on the town. But the hills and the bills and the week full of deals has got him feeling you. While he's kicking his shoes off, she's putting hers on, 'cause she's got the Friday night blues. Hank Walther on the keyboards right there. Oh, there once was a time she was top of the line. Her nights like teenage dreams. Now it's operas at noon, dancing around with a broom, talking to the washing machine. Oh, the girl down the street says her husband is neat and makes it sound so true. Now she's feeling lonely, thinks she's the only one with the Friday night blues. Oh, those Friday night blues, they get in your shoes and they work to get you down. But there ain't a lady that I ever knew who didn't need her a night on the town. But the hills and the bills and the week full of deals has got him feeling you. While he's kicking his shoes off, she's putting hers on, 'cause she's got the Friday night blues. Oh, those Friday night blues, they get in your shoes and they work let you down. I bet there ain't a lady that I ever knew who didn't need her a night on the town. But the hills and the bills and the week full of deals has got him feeling you. While he's kicking his shoes off, she's putting hers on, 'cause she's got the Friday night blues. All about the Friday night blues. Thank you.
Another great part of Appalachia.
Folks, I've got a happy crowd here. We are eating pie. This has been a great Heart of the Home anniversary. We're beginning our 3rd year. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Mama Lucy, couldn't do it without you, and you know that. You know that. Thank you so much for coming into my home. I love coming into yours. Now hang around and we're going to share some of the old Heart of the Home excerpts. You'll love this. See you next week, guys. Bye-bye. Hi, folks. We're back to Harris Farm, and Miss Vicki has survived her first cooking lesson. She's on lesson number 2. We're going to tone it down. I can't cook for 2 or 3, but tonight I'm going to try to make my mother's sweet potato surprise for 3 people, because you have a small family. We're going to try it for 3 people. So this is Mama's sweet potato surprise. It's in our Habitat cookbook, but I have toned it down, and we're going to make about half the portion that's in the cookbook. Hi, folks. Welcome back to Heart of the Home. Today I have 2 red-headed guests. They look a little bit alike. I've got Miss Indigo Lawrence and Miss Vicki Shackelford with me, and Vicki and Indigo are going to be making a light fruit cup. We're doing a breakfast for Mom for Mother's Day. We're going to have Monte Cristo sandwiches and a fruit cup, and then maybe you can get Dad to help you make Mom a cup of coffee to take upstairs. We're going to have breakfast in bed for Mom. Does that sound good for Mother's Day? Yes. Okay. Hi folks, welcome to Heart of the Home, Away from Home, and we are really away from home today. We're in Bryson City, North Carolina, where we're going to share our $4,365 recipe. Now that includes 2 tickets to Alaska, a charter fishing trip, and a great dinner at Land's End in Homer, Alaska. Or you could come to Bryson City and for $65, fill your tank with gas, come up to Ela Campground and do like we're doing and spend the night, cook out on the river, the sound of the music in the background from Inspiration Park, the sound of the rushing water, you cannot beat it. Wow, the first sign of spring. Leave work a little bit early, run by the Blue Star, pick up some T-bones on sale, come to the motorhome, chill a little bit, and let's cook some steaks. The charcoal's ready, and here we go. Hi, I'm Sherry Martin, and tonight on Heart of the Home, my buddy Johnson Collins, one of my favorite guests, is here to help me celebrate. What are we celebrating?
The 1-year anniversary.
The 1-year anniversary of Heart of the Home. We've been on the air a year. We've had a lot of fun. We've done some simple recipes. We've done some good recipes.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on our troubles will be out of sight.
Tonight on Heart of the Home, I'm so honored. I want my guest to introduce himself to you.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Major Tony Gayton, United States Army.
Tony lives in Tate, Georgia, and Tony and I spent last Easter together, but it was an email, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Email, you were in Baghdad. You attended a sunrise service in Baghdad while we were here attending church. You're home, you're safe, I'm so grateful. Communicating with you was wonderful because I knew when the guys were coming home, we were placing yellow ribbons for your group of fellas that came home. When did 48th Brigade?
48th Brigade, yes.
48th Brigade. Safely came home. I was so pleased. I was so pleased with the neighborhood. Everybody turned out and everybody supported you. And it was such a pleasure to know that we knew, you know, when you were coming, when the guys were going to be there. It was easy to coordinate because we could email. Across the world, we could email. So it was wonderful.
It was one of the most special days of my life. I guarantee you.
And it was for Jasper. It was for Jasper.
Thank you.
Well, folks, we are back, and I promised you a hot, fast chicken recipe, and it's called High Test Chicken. And this the test is how many jalapenos can you stand. Now I have boiled chicken breast, boneless chicken breast, and chunked them up in little pieces. And to this I'm going to add taco seasoning. And Nick has 2 cans of Rotella tomatoes that already have a few jalapenos in it. And to that he's adding sour cream. Now son, just stir all that up. And I'm adding the taco seasoning to the chicken. And we may have a little problem because Chasing Racing Michael Wood does not like tomatoes. So I don't know how we're going to solve this problem because you've got tomatoes there, son. And Nick, I think you probably won't put all of that on here. We'll just cover it because I made enough actually of that for 2 dishes and we're only going to make 1 right now. So, but this is just the boneless chicken and taco seasoning. And I'm going to line the pan with this. And then Nick is going to cover it with the sour cream and the Rotella tomatoes. And then I'm going to leave it up to you boys. You can put as many jalapenos as you want or as few as you want because it is high test. And you know, the better your fuel, the better your race. So just cover it over it. Smooth that out a little bit. There you go. Sour cream, tomatoes. This makes a great dip with chips, or you can serve it over lettuce with a salad. Just set that aside, sweetie. And go ahead and put just as many jalapenos as you're comfortable with. And I know, now don't get the juice. Pour the juice out. That's a lesson learned, isn't it? Is the juice hot or just the seeds? Just the seeds. And just as many as you're comfortable with, and keep in mind, your poor old mama might eat a little bit of this. And I like jalapenos, but not a whole lot of them. What do I get on a Subway sandwich? 3 jalapenos. Yeah. So we've got the chicken, the taco seasoning, the sour cream, the Rotella tomatoes, and now the jalapenos. So this is kicking chicken. High test chicken. Is that good? Now put all that cheese on top of it. Then Michael, I'm going to have you sit it in the stove for just a few minutes. And we're going to serve this. If you want to have it with nachos, you can do that. Or if you want to have it with over a bed of lettuce, then it's kind of a funky taco salad. Ooh, that's looking good. And this was a 12-ounce pack of cheese. So there you go, Michael. Throw that in the oven. That's going to bake for about 12 to 15 minutes at 350. And when it's good and bubbly, really and truly, you could serve it. You could even put it in a burrito shell. You could do it in that. Okay. You could do it in a taco shell. So there are a lot of ways to use this. And it's the kind of thing we can take that dish to the track, keep it in the refrigerator, and then heat whatever we need when we need it. So it's another recipe that you can travel well with. And we do travel a lot, don't we? Now, where will we be racing this year? From South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia?
Yep.
Anything in Florida?
Not that I know of.
Good. I don't like 75 South. Lord, that traffic is awful.
We might try to go down there, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We've never raced in Florida, so
well,
I'm not sure if...
and we probably won't go back to Alabama. We didn't like that 6-hour drive to Alabama, did we, guys?
No, that's not all we want.
No, that was not our kind of track. It was a little rough, a little tough. The track was a little yeah, it's a little tough. But you guys did pretty good. You had a little bit of a wreck there, but it was okay. And it's like everything else in life. We learned a lesson from it.
Oh, yeah.
We learned a lesson.
That's the biggest thing.
We learned when you show up and the track isn't prepped well, don't get on it. So, yeah, that was one of those life lessons. But as long as you learn by your mistakes, and you've made some mistakes in racing, and you've done very well, haven't you? This year, you're going to get a leather jacket?
Yeah, I'll try.
Leather jacket this year?
Oh, yeah.
That means, what does that mean, a championship win? And you finished 4th this year, and you finished 1st and won. So you won your class in what?
Super heavy.
Super heavy. And that doesn't mean because you're my size. That just means because you race a certain engine. I learned about that. Has nothing to do with your size, it's your engines. So, or your weight. It has to do with your weight and your cart. Yeah, yeah. And I've understood you put weights in your seat, don't you? Which just blows my mind. You know, I can't imagine adding the weights the way you do. And I've seen y'all, do you strap them to your ankles too sometimes?
No, that's the transponder.
Oh, okay.
That's the transponder, so you can keep track of it.
And the transponder is basically a computer that dictates how fast you go on each lap. Is that right?
Yeah, it picks up the lap time. Have a transponder and receiver, so as you cross the magnet across the track, and then it'll clock your
Isn't
lap
that amazing?
time.
And you know, when his older brothers used to race motocross, I kept score at the track. And we just did it visually, and we had 4 scorekeepers in the track, and we would just, keep score. And I thought, now the controversy and the, people are serious about racing now.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just for fun; it's for serious championships. So I don't think I would want to keep score now. Now, guys, we're going to let that cook a few minutes, and then we're going to come back and enjoy. We're going to close this segment eating a little bit of our high-test chicken, and we're going to end today with a little bit of music from one of my favorite gospel groups, too. So y'all hang around.
Okay.
Guess what? You got enough stuff to cook now. Y'all can cook and cook and cook and cook. And now I'm wanting some of that high-test chicken. I forgot all about making that. But in the winter, it is really, really good. And honestly, you can put it in a burrito shell. You can make it as a salad. You can do it as a dip. So if you're going to do a Super Bowl party, I've just given you several recipes that would be perfect for entertaining for the Super Bowl. That's what it's about. Entertain, have fun, get in the kitchen, and make memories. There's so many amazing memories that have been made through Heart of the Home. And as I sat here and watched that, I could only think about my precious Fred Wyndham, who directed, edited, did everything himself every single week. He and I we made magic together. It was so much fun. He was such a good guy. And as we celebrate another year of him being in heaven, it is very, very hard to think about the times that we spent together, and it was taken from us. It was taken from us. Sadly, he died way too young, and I look back and I'm so very, very thankful for those memories. You've got memories too, so think about those memories and remember those people that influenced your life and that made you who you are today. And a little bit of who I am today is from all the people that spent time with me in the kitchen. And to Fred Wyndham, for all the time that you directed me, you edited, and you said, hey, we can do this. We did it. We never did retakes. We never did retakes. We hit the mark every time. And sometimes I would say, do you want to do that over? He said, no, it's fine. It's fine. No, we're going to do it. This is going to be fine. We were lucky enough to have won a lot of Telly Awards during Heart of the Home. And the Christmas show that you saw with Darren singing, when we got the silver Telly for that, we knew that it was just a perfect time for all of us to sit back, relax, and enjoy what we had accomplished together. And it had been several years by then of just putting together things that we loved, whether it be cooking or music or traveling. And that's what Heart of the Home was built on. So today, the kitchen still is the heart of the home, where you gather to begin your day, end your day with good food, good conversation, and your friends and your family. So as you're approaching Super Bowl time, keep up with this recipe. All these recipes will be on YouTube. The minute we leave here, we send it to YouTube, and you can share these recipes with everybody, because these recipes are always simple, southern, and scrumptious. Now, I want to also remind you that ETC offers you local sports. That's the edge we have. There's nobody else in our area who goes to your ball games, goes to your concerts, records your children, and you see it weekly. You see it over and over. If you missed a game, you get to see it again. If your kid was in the championship of the Pickens basketball teams, you get to see that again. That's what local television is about. We're about you, your community, from Ball Ground to Turtletown. And you know, when we think about that, Turtletown seems like it's a long way away. It's really not. It's just over the Tennessee line. And then we think about, you know, we even can go into Murphy, North Carolina, and there are so many things in that area for you to do. So today, tomorrow, if you think you're going to get cabin fever, get out today, get out tomorrow, make a little trip to any of the cities that we serve. Get to know some of the nice folks, some of the nice shopkeepers, some of the nice restaurant owners. Spend a little time, but then get back to the house and be prepared for bad weather coming in, because we're going to get it. According to the weatherman, I don't know if we believe everything he says, but they're saying 3 to 6 inches. The last time they said 3 to 6 inches, we got 9 inches in downtown Jasper. We ended up with no power, we had no generator, and it lasted for 9 days. I hope we're not facing anything like that, because that was not the most fun time of my life. I think the inside of the house was 28 degrees. It was awful. It was awful. So be prepared. Don't do like us and think, well, we live in town, we'll never lose power. Yeah, we did, because ice came with it. And remember that ice is so dangerous, so please stay off the roads. Tomorrow we're going to let you visit again with Lucy Harris and some friends who came to talk about the Veterans Tribute here in Gilmer County. We would love for you to be a part of helping to revitalize and to fix the problems with the Veterans Memorial. And it is so beautiful, and it is done in honor of all the veterans. And we would love for you to be a part of that. So be sure and tune in tomorrow. And don't forget, all the programs are on YouTube. You can check them out. And if you love Mr. Ella J's music, we're going to leave you today with one more of his original songs. He's done so many original songs, and pretty soon you're going to get to hear about Daddy's Lunchbox. And Daddy's Lunchbox is probably going to be one of those tear-jerkers that you go, wow, that little feller lived this life. So here we go to one more song by Mr. Ella J.
I'm looking down from a hilltop at the lights of my hometown. This place is all so different now. They've closed the pool room down. That old wooden bridge I fished from is replaced with man-made stone. The swimming pool in our old school, like you, they both are gone. Looking back on all the summers since 1969, long ago and far away, when I thought you were mine. For better or worse, thick or thin, so much has changed since then. My crazy heart spins round and round when I dream of way back when the rock and roll would play in that old silver Chevrolet. And AM rock was all we knew back then. Big brown eyes and short Levi's, I remember you. But it's all over now, baby blue. He flows so gently from the mountains to the sea. And the track that took my dad to war in 1943 still stretches by the depot like so many years before. But like you, the train's on a different track. It don't come here no more. And the rock and roll would play in that old silver Chevrolet. And AM rock was all we knew back then. Big brown eyes and short Levi's, I remember you. But it's all over now, baby blue. Red Wall Pine, West